What if I told you that most of your pain, stress, and chaos doesn't come from life itself, but from the way you respond to it? You think it's the traffic, the criticism, the rejection that breaks you, but it's not. It's your reaction. A single careless word can start a war. One text sent in anger can destroy weeks of progress. A moment of emotional weakness can cost you peace, reputation, or trust. Modern psychology confirms this. Your brain is emotional first, rational second. Almost every decision you make comes from a feeling, not from logic. But the ancient Stoics saw this truth long before neuroscience did. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Strength isn't in how quickly you fight back. It's in the discipline to stay still when everything in you wants to explode." In a world addicted to reaction, self-control is rebellion. Calm is not passivity, it's power. The modern world worships speed. Fast responses, instant opinions, immediate gratification. But speed without awareness is just chaos wearing confidence. The Stoics knew the truth. True strength begins with stillness. Seneca said, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." Think about that. Delay. Just a pause. Not an hour, not a minute. Sometimes just 5 seconds of awareness before you act. And those 5 seconds can save a relationship, a career, a life. The pause is your first weapon in the war against your lower nature. When the weak react instantly, the strong wait. The pause doesn't mean you're backing down. It means you're mastering the battlefield before striking. Or imagine you get an insult. Most people react, defend, attack back. But the Stoic warrior takes a breath. He steps back, he thinks. That pause gives him an advantage no emotional man will ever have. Clarity, control, power. The ability to choose not just what to say, but who to be in that moment when life hits you hard. Your first instinct is to fire back, to prove, defend, attack, but that's the ego talking, not wisdom. The pause separates amateurs from masters. Anyone can yell, anyone can react, but it takes discipline to stay still when the storm rages. That stillness is not weakness, it's command. Modern neuroscience backs this up. When you pause, your prefrontal cortex, the rational part of your brain, reclaims control from your emotional impulses. That's how warriors think before they strike. That's how leaders make decisions under fire. Every second of restraint is a second where emotion loses its grip and reason steps forward. Try it. When anger rises, take 3 deep breaths, inhale slowly, hold, exhale longer than you inhale. By the 3rd breath, your chemistry changes, the fire cools, the fog clears. You're no longer a slave to reaction. You're the architect of response. Remember, silence is not surrender, it's preparation for victory. Now let's talk about the mirror that never lies. Every reaction you have is a reflection of what still controls you. The world doesn't trigger you, it reveals you. When someone disrespects you and you explode, it's not about them, it's about your ego's demand for validation. When someone ignores you and you feel worthless, it's not their silence that hurts, it's your attachment to approval. The Stoics saw emotion as a signal, not a sentence. Epictetus said, "When someone provokes you, be sure it is your own opinion that provokes you." Think about that. The insult itself is powerless. It's the story you attach to it that cuts deep. Anger says your pride still rules you. Fear whispers that you don't yet trust yourself. Impatience reveals a mind that still refuses to surrender to reality. So, instead of blaming the world for your emotions, use them as feedback. Every surge of feeling is a teacher pointing directly to the wound you've ignored for too long. The weak blame others for how they feel. The strong investigate why they gave that power away. This is the true Stoic shift, from victimhood to mastery. The next time anger grabs you, don't ask, "Why are they doing this to me?" Ask, "Why am I reacting like this?" When you make your emotions your responsibility, you take back your freedom. That's what Stoicism really is, not coldness, but clarity, not detachment, but discipline. Every emotion you feel is data. Anger shows where your ego hides. Fear shows where your courage is missing. Sadness shows what still matters deeply to you. These are not enemies, they're invitations to grow. So, when you're triggered, don't numb it. Don't fight it. Study it. Ask yourself 3 questions. What am I really feeling right now? Why am I feeling it? What truth about me does this moment expose? Those who can face their emotional truth without denial are the ones who eventually master their inner world. Picture this. Someone calls you a liar. If you've lived with integrity, the words bounce off like dust. But if that word burns, if it stings, it's because something inside you recognizes it. Maybe you once lied. Maybe you still care too much about how others see you. The insult becomes a mirror, reflecting what's unfinished within. Marcus Aurelius said, "If someone can show me that I am wrong, I will gladly change, for I seek the truth." He didn't see correction as humiliation. He saw it as sharpening. That's what emotional maturity looks like. The Stoic doesn't chase validation. He chases truth. Because truth liberates once you accept that your reactions belong to you. The world loses control over your peace. Every insult becomes feedback. Every obstacle becomes training. Every critic becomes a coach. The mirror might not flatter you, but it will free you. Because what you can face, you can fix, and what you fix, you no longer fear. Now we move to the fortress, the one that no storm can destroy. Most people build their peace on weak foundations. Comfort, money, praise, control. But when those things vanish, and so does their calm, the Stoic builds differently. He builds within. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "People seek retreats in the mountains or by the sea, but you can find retreat at any moment in yourself." That is the fortress, not escape. But command, it's the ability to stand calm in chaos because your peace doesn't depend on what happens around you. Imagine a castle on a cliff as the storm roars. Waves crash. Winds howl, but inside the fire still burns. That's what a trained mind feels like. You can't control the storm, but you can strengthen the walls, and those walls are built from 3 materials: discipline, clarity, and courage. Without them, life's noise will break you. With them, nothing can touch you. The first wall of your fortress is discipline of thought. What you feed your mind becomes your mood, your identity, your destiny. If you consume chaos, you become chaos. If you feed on gossip, outrage, and distraction, don't be surprised when your soul feels restless. Guard your attention like a soldier guards the gate. Your focus is your life's currency. Don't spend it cheaply. The Stoics understood that what you allow in your mind determines how you see the world. So, when negativity surrounds you, choose silence. When the world screams for reaction, choose reflection. Discipline your thoughts to serve your growth, not your impulses. Train your mind to return to reason, to gratitude, to purpose. Every time you do, you reinforce the wall, because the one who cannot control his thoughts will never control his life. The external world is noisy, but the disciplined mind remains untouchable, strong, clear, and unshaken. The second wall is mastery of desire. The fewer things you crave, the less power the world has over you. Most people live in chains, not because they're imprisoned, but because they depend on what can be taken away. They chase status, attention, pleasure, approval, and every time life withholds it, they break. The Stoic seeks freedom, not comfort. True wealth is needing less. When you stop needing everyone to agree with you, to like you, to reward you, you become untouchable. You move from begging for peace to embodying it. Seneca warned, "He who is a slave to desire will never be free." The truth is, every unnecessary desire is a leash around your neck. Cut them one by one. Simplify. Detach. And you'll realize that peace doesn't come from adding more to your life. It comes from subtracting what weakens you. That's the quiet power of mastery, owning yourself so fully that nothing owns you. The third wall is courage in adversity. Don't mistake peace for comfort. Peace isn't the absence of struggle. It's the strength to stay composed within it. Most people collapse when life hits, not because they're weak, but because they've never trained their mind for pain. The Stoics saw hardship as the ultimate gym for the soul. Every challenge is resistance training for your spirit. When fear rises, courage is the muscle that must answer. When everything around you shakes, courage holds the line. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." That mastery is tested only under pressure. So, when pain visits you, and it will, don't run. Face it. Let it refine you. Each trial strengthens the walls of your fortress. Each difficulty is a brick that makes you more unbreakable. The goal isn't to avoid the storm. It's to become the kind of person the storm cannot move. Now, let's talk about redirection, the art of emotional aikido. Most people think strength means resistance. Fight harder, argue louder, push back. But the Stoic knows that fighting emotion with emotion only multiplies chaos. Power lies in redirection, not resistance. In martial arts, The master doesn't meet force with force. He uses the attacker's energy to restore balance. You can do the same with your emotions. Anger, fear, sadness, they're not enemies to destroy. They're energy to be transformed. Anger can become determination. Fear can become preparation. Sadness can become empathy. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." The emotion itself isn't your enemy. Your reaction to it is. The Stoic doesn't suppress emotion. He studies it, channels it, and converts it into strength. Because when you learn to direct your inner fire, it no longer burns you. It fuels you. Here's how you practice emotional redirection. Step 1. Name the emotion. Call it out with precision. This is anger. This is fear. This is grief. Naming is power. It separates you from the feeling, creating distance between the flame and the hand that holds it. Step 2. Locate it in your body. Where does it live? The chest, the throat, the gut. Awareness disarms intensity. Step 3. Redirect it. Don't waste that energy destroying yourself or others. Channel it. Turn anger into fuel for self-improvement. Let fear sharpen your focus. Let sadness deepen your compassion. Emotions are raw energy. You decide the direction. The weak suppress. The wise transform. Suppression buries pain alive. Transformation burns it into strength. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." Oh, that's redirection, refusing to mirror negativity. And instead, mastering yourself. This is how you stop being a victim of emotion and become its commander. Think of water. It doesn't resist the rock. It flows around it. And over time, it carves through even the hardest stone. That's emotional mastery in motion. When you stop clashing with your emotions and start guiding them, you reshape yourself. Every reaction becomes a tool. Every setback becomes a source of momentum. This is why Stoicism isn't about killing your feelings. It's about disciplining them so they serve your higher purpose. Most people waste years trying to escape what they feel, pretending calm while boiling inside. But calm is not pretending, it's training. It's built breath by breath, moment by moment, every time you refuse to be dragged into the noise. Emotional Aikido turns pain into progress. It's not philosophy, it's practice. The goal isn't to avoid emotion, but to refine it into motion. Because energy, once mastered, becomes unstoppable force. Now, we enter the fire, the part no one wants but everyone needs. Life will break you, not once, not twice, but over and over. People will betray you, plans will collapse, losses will strike when you least expect them. But remember this, what breaks you is never the event, it's your refusal to rise after it. The Stoics called this the forge of character. Every hardship is the fire that purifies the soul. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." The obstacle isn't blocking your path, it is your path. You can either see adversity as destruction or transformation. The choice defines your destiny. When the world throws you into the flames, you either burn to ashes or you rise like steel. And if you choose the second, every scar becomes a symbol of rebirth. Every fall becomes fuel for the next ascent. This is the Phoenix principle, the ancient art of rising stronger from every fall. The phoenix burns, dies, and is reborn, not despite the fire, but because of it. That's what a Stoic does. When life collapses, he doesn't ask, "Why me?" He asks, "What is this fire trying to teach me?" Pain is not punishment, it's training. The Stoic doesn't resist reality, he accepts it fully, then rebuilds from it. Step 1. Acceptance. Stop wasting energy wishing things were different. Face the truth head on. Step 2. Meaning. Ask, how can this make me better? Once pain has a purpose, it loses its poison. Step 3. Rebuilding. Don't return to who you were. Become something stronger. Call me. More unshakable. Seneca said, "Fire tests gold. Adversity tests men." You are being tested, not to destroy you, but to reveal what's indestructible inside you. The Stoics never denied pain. They transformed it. Marcus Aurelius buried his children and still wrote about gratitude. Seneca faced exile and still taught peace. Epictetus lived as a slave and still spoke of freedom. They understood something the modern world has forgotten. Pain is not the end, it's initiation. Every loss strips away illusions and forces you to rebuild on truth. Every heartbreak reminds you that attachment without discipline is weakness. Every failure humbles you enough to learn. The weak see pain as cruelty. The wise see it as construction. The fire that burns away comfort is the same fire that forges strength. You are not fragile glass. You are tempered steel. Every hit, every disappointment, every scar is the blacksmith's hammer, shaping you into something that cannot break. The pain you're feeling right now is proof you're being forged for something greater. But understand this, neutrality does not mean numbness. Stoicism isn't about pretending not to care. It's about caring with control. It's about choosing your response instead of surrendering it. The weak hand over their peace every time someone offends them. Every time life doesn't go their way. The strong guard it like treasure. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That's the secret. The moment you stop letting external noise dictate your internal state, you become untouchable. Someone insults you. You choose silence. Plans collapse. You choose patience. Life throws pain at you. You choose growth. This is not denial. This is domination. Self-control is the highest form of self-respect. Every time you choose to stay composed when others would lose control, you rise above the world that still lives as a slave to emotion. So remember this, calm is not weakness, it's command. Detachment is not indifference, it's freedom. You don't rise by controlling the world. You rise by mastering yourself. The modern mind is enslaved by emotion, reaction, and noise, but the Stoic mind stands still in the storm, watching chaos without becoming it. No one can steal your peace unless you hand it over. No insult, no betrayal, no failure can break a mind that refuses to surrender control. Your discipline is your defense. Your awareness is your armor. Your stillness is your sword. Build it daily. Practice the pause. Watch your reactions. Strengthen your fortress. Redirect your emotions. Rise from the ashes every time life burns you down. That's how you become unbreakable. That's how you reclaim your mind. And that's how you live as a true Stoic warrior. Calm in the chaos. Fierce in the fight. Free in every moment. If this message spoke to you, don't just nod and move on. Act. The world doesn't change when you watch another video. It changes when you decide to face yourself, to discipline your emotions, to live with intention instead of impulse. Start today. Practice the pause, guard your mind, build your fortress. Every choice you make from this moment forward is either building your strength or feeding your weakness. Choose wisely. I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share one lesson or realization you're taking away from this video. Your words might be exactly what someone else needs to read today. Thanks for listening. And remember, you hold the power to master your mind and rewrite your life. This is Stoic psychology.